Hey Crafty Peeps, I have a fall and Halloween gnome video for you today. And so I hope you enjoy gnomes like I do. And this big guy will be at the end of the video, but the other ones will be super simple. All right, let's get to it. I'm going to grab two of these different ornaments from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take one of each and then the stickers off to the side there as well. And then I'm also going to grab one of the little like palette easel signs also from Dollar Tree and some super cute gnome ribbon. You guessed it, from Dollar Tree. This whole project is from there. They have really gotten into their gnomes, and of course I love gnomes. If you know me, I have way too many. I've actually had to stop buying them because I really can't have any more. Okay, that hasn't totally stopped me. But I knew I had to do a gnome theme video because I keep collecting all this cute gnome stuff from Dollar Tree, and so then I'm going to make a bunch of projects here. So this sticker set, I really felt like it also matched here, so I'm just using one of the stickers from the set just so it'll, has a little saying, and then it's just a matter of gluing these down. This was a super quick and easy project, and I just think this couple here, this gnome couple is just absolutely adorable. I'm going to grab this sign from Dollar Tree and I'm going to paint the inside this violet color from Anita's, and then I'm going to paint the trim in black. Okay, then I'm going to grab some window clings here. Now, I can't remember if these are Dollar Tree. They may be Dollar General. And then I cut out 3 of them that I liked. There were so many cute ones. And I do not peel them off the back. I want them to have kind of that heavy paper behind them. I love cutting out things like this while I'm watching TV. Okay, so I'm just going to take these 3 guys. Look how cute they are. And I'm just going to use some 3D foam tape to put down in the middle because they do overlap on the edges there. And then add some double stick my tape runner here to add down where it's going to hit those edges, and that's it. Another super simple project. I love this one. I love the color of that violet. That's one of my favorite Halloween colors. And again, I just think these 3 wizards are too cute. I'm a sucker for making over these little like boxes, shadow boxes from Dollar Tree. They're so easy to make over. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the outside there orange. That is let's see, it's called Orange Spice from Craft Smart. But I bet at Halloween time you can find one that's already orange. But this one was just in my stash. And that little circle just pops off so easily. And so I don't have to worry about getting any paint on the inside of that because I am going to cover it with paper. And then I grabbed some pattern paper from my scrapbook stash and just using my double-sided tape runner, I'm going to put this little square down. I pre-measured it and cut it off screen. And then I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue in the middle just so this paper doesn't fall out. And you're not going to be able to see the little raised part in that anyway, although you could put hot glue in the whole thing. Now I'm going to trace this circle onto another piece of pattern paper and then cut that circle out. And then using those gnome stickers again, I will decorate the rest of this. I've been wondering what to do with those stickers because they're so dang cute. And so this is what I came up with. This pumpkin sign from Dollar Tree is super cute on its own, but I did want to make it over. At first, I thought maybe I could sand off that Hello Fall, but I couldn't. So I just found the closest color paint in my stash, and I just painted over that one. And I used golden brown from Craft Smart and just covered that pumpkin. And then I'm just going to use my little heat tool, just to dry it really quickly. Okay, I'm using these, why did I say elf? Gnome stickers again. And what is so cute about these is like one's holding like a spiced latte and one's holding like cocoa, and they're just too cute. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. So I'm just adding these two down, and then I'm going to use the gnome ribbon again and tie a little bow, and that's it. That's just how I made over this cute sign from Dollar Tree and just made it fit with my gnome theme. Okay, I could just die for these Halloween gnomes. So you've got the two ornament ones, and then you've got the picks here. And so I'm going to get them all ready here. Now, the pick ones are just styrofoam, so pulling the sticks out worked really easily. And then I'm going to line them all up, because what we're going to do is we're going to make a garland. And using some of this twine that I got at Dollar General, I'm going to go ahead and put them onto this string here. Now, I have no idea if I didn't hit record or the footage just like went away, but it's gone. So I just put this through the needle, and I added a black bead every so often, and I know that you can figure out how to sew them onto there. I just really pulled the needle through, and this is so cute. I've seen Gnome Garland at Michael's, and it's $20. You can use any pumpkin from Dollar Tree. I had this one in my stash, so I'm just popping off the bow and the leaf here. Be very careful with those metal ones. They will cut you. So I'm being very gentle with how I'm taking it off. And then you can see this fabric. Oh my goodness, this gnome fabric. It can make a super cute pillow, but I'm going to use it by Mod Podging it down onto this pumpkin. It's so vibrant and so pretty. Oh, I love the deep navy blue of the fabric. So I'm just going to lay it down, and then I'm just going to cut around it with my sewing scissors. And you're just going to want to push it down really well, get out any wrinkles or bubbles. I recommend ironing the fabric beforehand. I did put it through my heat press, but man, it was being stubborn with those folds. I highly recommend treating yourself or asking for Christmas some Ginger sewing scissors. They are a investment, but I had a pair since college, and the only reason I had to get another pair was because I lost them. Okay, so then this little, I don't know what you would call it, a little ornament or whatever. They also have like the garden stakes as well in these, and it's just too cute. But I was worried that it blended too much, so I'm going to glue it down to a piece of cardstock, just so it has kind of like a border, so it'll pop from that fabric, because again, I was afraid it would blend in. So just using some hot glue. You could use any kind of glue. I usually use hot glue because for filming purposes, I don't have to wait for it to dry. And then I'm just going to cut around it with my scissors. It doesn't have to be any kind of perfection, just enough to give it a border around. And then I will glue this down to the front of that pumpkin. Just took one of the little wood words here from Dollar Tree, and I painted it with that orange spice color. And again, I'm going to glue both of these down, and then using some ribbon that I do believe I got at Hobby Lobby. Usually all that kind of ribbon I get on clearance, and I'm just going to tie a bow, and then this project's complete. Another just vibrant and bright gnome decor project. Okay, so we are going to make a tomato cage wizard gnome. Okay, so I grabbed these two pieces of fabric from Joann's, and this one is going to be the body that you're seeing, and then the purple one on the floor will be his hat. Now, I made one of these for Christmas 3 years ago, and so I will link that video above right here if you want to see the Christmas one I made. I learned a couple things along the way with the Christmas one, so I was gonna, change this one up a little bit, and then I learned some things from this one that I would change up a bit. So I make the mistakes so that you don't have to. So anyhow, you can see here, I'm just covering the tomato cage. I don't measure, do anything fancy. I just cover it. So using my hot glue gun, I'm just going to put the fabric all the way around, and then I fold up where the seam will be just so it has a nice look to it. So this tomato cage actually had sat out for a while, and what I didn't show you was because the camera didn't catch it, was that I put a rubber band around the top there to make it that cone shape. But again, this tomato cage has been sitting outside for like 2 years, so it was a little wobbly. Hopefully you'll get one that's not too bad. Now a tomato cage, I got it at like Home Depot for like $2. Okay, so now that I got the whole tomato cage covered, now I'm going to take one of these mops. I actually prefer this one. That's the gray and white because we are making a wizard, and of course he's going to have a multicolored old beard. So you can see they're actually rounded at the bottom there. So I'm going to just take my scissors and cut all the loops. So now all of my pieces will be straight pieces. Once I do this, I'm going to go ahead and pull these out from the base there. It's super easy. These pull out like no problem. So you'll see here, I just get the halfway mark, and then I just pull a couple out. Once you pull a couple out, the rest just like practically fall out. Then I'm going to grab myself a bundle of them and kind of fold it in half, and that's all you got to do. Then I take a little short piece of the beard and just tie a little knot there at the center, and then this is way easier than the way I did it originally, where I put each individual string on there. This way I only did 2 of these, and it made a nice full beard and made it super easy, to put on. One thing you're going to want to do when you hot glue these on is reach your hand underneath the tomato cage up inside and then press it from both sides. So you're pressing it from the inside and the outside, and then that way you get a nice, a good adherence to the wizard. Okay, now I'm taking a styrofoam ball from Dollar Tree and using Ballet Pink from Waverly to cover it. Now I recommend grabbing a light pink sock from the sock section and covering it that way. It works so much better. And then I'm going to take a pool noodle here and cut it down, and I'm going to make arms. So this is where I did something different than the Christmas one. I also grabbed these skeleton gloves from Dollar General. And this is another thing I would switch up. They're too big. You really need to use like child size gloves or mittens. So do that instead of these, unless you like the big looking hand thing. So I'm going to stuff the fingers, okay? And then this is going to go around the pool noodle. And then we're going to take that fabric, that's the body, and wrap the pool noodle. Okay, so here's the next step that you should do, is don't keep that top part, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. What you're going to want to do is cut the top part at an angle. Cut a triangle out of the top part, so when you attach it to the body, it makes it like come out of the body, because the way I do it here, it kind of comes out of the hat and it looks so weird because your arms wouldn't come out of a hat. So I do go back and cut it down. So later on in the video, you will see how I ended up having to cut it, but I cut it after the fact. So you want to cut it at this point. So you'll see what I ended up doing. And a lot of times projects like these, I just kind of go for it and think, what could I do? What could I do here? So like you see here, I'm just covering the pool noodle with the fabric, and then I'm gonna put the glove over the top and also glue that down. Okay, so now I'm going to take that nose there, add a bunch of hot glue, and stick it down in the center there. And like I said earlier, you're going to want to push it from the other side. Now, what I'm also going to use is the floral pins. Okay, these are amazing, and I'm going to put one up there behind the nose, and this is just going to give it extra security. My other nose that I made on my other gnome, it does get kind of droopy because glue is just not quite enough. And then this is going to also secure those arms really well. So as you can see here, doesn't it look funny the way it's flat at the top? At this point, you think I would have been like, this isn't going to work. But I thought maybe when I put the hat on it, it would kind of cover those arms and it wouldn't look funky, but it did. Okay, so now to use the fabric for the hat. So previously, you didn't have to put that body fabric all the way up. I just find it easier because you're not messing with getting it in the right position. Okay, so I'm just, again, there's no measurements here. I'm just playing it by ear, and I'm going to put this down so that it just barely pops over the nose. And then I'm going to go back and make a brim to his hat. So that way this part doesn't have to be as perfect. So I'm just going to, fit it on there. I use some little clips just to kind of clip it in place so I can see how much. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric and then glue this down. Okay, now I'm going to make the brim of the hat, and I just fold it in thirds and measure it here against my cutting mat. And then I'm going to just take my little mini iron here, of course you can use a regular one, and iron it down so it has nice crisp edges there. And then now I'm just going to fold or wrap this around the hat, and this is just going to be like the brim. And so this is going to be one that I just kind of place a little bit better and just glue this down as well. Okay, so here you can see why the arms are funky. They're coming out of the hat, and there's just something weird about it. So I went back, I popped them off, and I cut it at this angle here. So this is what you're going to want to do in the beginning. And now I'm going to make them come out like this, and this makes a lot more sense. But you can see how those gloves are pretty dang big. So again, I recommend kid gloves. Okay, now I'm going to decorate the hat, and I have this pick from Dollar Tree as well as that pumpkin pick, and I'm going to go ahead and like intertwine them here. I'm going to take the pumpkins off, and then I'm going to add them to that first pick, and then this I'm going to stick down into the top of the hat. So here you can see that. And then I just grabbed the stick that I had left from the stem there, and I wrapped a black pipe cleaner around it to make him a wand. And then I glued that wand here into his hand. And then when I was decorating him, I had him holding a potion bottle, or then this other one I had him holding some spell books, all from Dollar Tree. He really did turn out close to my vision, and I adore him. What should we name him? I hope you adore these gnome projects as much as I had fun making them, and until next time, happy crafting.